Everyone, we have another big update, an exciting update with hopefully President Donald Trump greasing the scumbag cartels in Mexico that are pushing their poison, their carnage, and chaos into America. This is the closest we've been so far to President Trump taking action against the cartels, direct action, dropping the hammer, hitting them in the head, warheads on foreheads. I cannot wait to get into all of this because it is an incredibly exciting update. As always, before we do, please make sure to like and subscribe. Comment with your thoughts below. I want to know from all of you how you want to see President Trump handle the drug cartels because this one's a big one. Now, let's get into the latest update. So as we discussed on Monday, April 7th, this is now Tuesday, April 8th when I am filming this, the CIA was undergoing a review to determine legal authority for hitting the drug cartels. This legal authority would essentially determine where the CIA or other government agencies would have the legal protection and authority to launch strikes south of the border into Mexico against drug cartels. Now that could be direct action strikes. It could be drone strikes. You would do it likely with the CIA under Title 50 authority, which is the authority that gives the intel agencies like the CIA the power to do that. And as I discussed in the Monday video, that authority also extends to elite military units such as Delta Force, SEAL Team 6. There have been a lot of whispers that the Bin Laden raid, for example, was done under Title 50 authority, even though SEAL Team 6, a military unit, actually conducted the raid. So that was a big update on Monday. And what did I tell you all? I told you you don't do legal authority reviews unless you plan to hit these guys. It is a box you got to check in order to start dropping bodies. And make no mistake about it, it sounds like that is exactly what the United States government plans to do. Let's get into the big update with President Donald Trump taking action against the drug cartels right now. This report, the big update, comes directly from NBC News. It was released in the morning hours of April 8th, again, the day I am filming this. I'm going to read it to you directly. I'll try to pop some of it up on the screen here. The Trump administration is considering launching drone strikes on drug cartels in Mexico as part of an ambitious effort to combat criminal gangs trafficking narcotics across the southern border, according to 6 current and former U.S. military, law enforcement, and intelligence officials with knowledge of the matter. Discussions among White House, Department of Defense, and intelligence officials, which are still at an early stage, have included possible drone strikes against cartel figures and their logistical networks in Mexico with the cooperation of the Mexican government, the sources said. Still, the administration has made no final decision and reached no definitive agreement about countering the cartels, and unilateral covert action without Mexico's consent has not been ruled out and could be an optional last resort, the source said. It is unclear whether American officials have floated the possibility of drone strikes to the Mexican government. If Mexico and the United States proceed together with drone strikes or other actions, it would not be the first time they would have launched a joint effort to take on the cartels, nor would it be the first time that American military and intelligence worked in concert with Mexico's law enforcement and army. But what the Trump administration is contemplating could be unprecedented, both in the number of U.S. personnel involved and in the use of American unmanned aircraft to bomb cartel personnel and assets. Administration officials and nominees have repeatedly refused to rule out drone strikes in public statements. The U.S. military and the CIA have dramatically stepped up surveillance flights over Mexico to collect intelligence in advance of what is likely to be a major campaign against the cartels, which the White House has labeled a threat to national security, the 6 sources said. The flights are being carried out with Mexicans' approval, Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum had also added. So that is the update. We had the legal review from the CIA, and now President Trump is being brought that information and reportedly is weighing drone strikes. Of course, the Reaper drone can carry 100-pound bombs, 500-pound bombs. They want to put warheads on foreheads, and there's no better way to send a message to these scumbag criminals these people we need to put in the dirt than dropping a 500-pound bomb right on their head. In that article, it noted that this would not be the first time the United States and Mexico have worked together on such an operation, and that is 100% true. We are going to get into that right now. It surprised some people to know that Operation Black Swan, which was the operation that captured El Chapo, head of the Sinaloa cartel, did feature members of Delta Force. Delta Force operators, in cooperation with the Mexican government, went south of the border and played a vital and critical role in the capture of, at that point in time, the world's most wanted drug cartel member. The exact details of their role remain shrouded in secrecy. We're talking about something that is highly, highly classified, but we do know in a now deleted photo that is no longer available online, but had gone viral about a month ago, the challenge coin that for Operation Black Swan, actually featured the JSOC Delta Force red airborne symbol that obviously, if you're watching this, you certainly recognize. Delta Force was also huge in the capture of Pablo Escobar, or killing, I should say, in Pablo Escobar, the hunt for him, the killing of him. Delta Force played a huge role in that as well. In fact, some have speculated that it was actually a Delta Force sniper that killed Pablo Escobar. So there is a history here. That wasn't with Mexico, but history here working with countries south of the border when it comes to capturing and killing wanted cartel leaders and members of drug cartels. So what can we expect next now that President Trump is weighing bombing the Mexican drug cartels with drone strikes? Let's discuss that right now. That President Donald Trump is weighing using drone strikes to take out cartel members, logistics, leadership, all that stuff is a serious step up the escalation ladder. We've been watching planning for months since he returned to office. We've watched troops go to the border. We've watched heavy armor go to the border. We've watched spy flights. We've watched all these different intelligence reports come in. 7 Special Forces Group, of course, had a training mission with the Mexican military down there. So we've watched all of this unfold. We've seen the pieces start to get put into place. Now, President Trump has reportedly, according to NBC News, the options in front of him to use drone strikes to start killing these pieces of garbage. And make no mistake about it, that's what these people are. These drug cartel members are animals, and we should treat them no differently than we would treat any other rabid animal, by putting them down. And that is what these drone strikes are intended to do. Now, why go with a drone strike over a direct action raid with Delta Force, SEAL Team 6, Special Activities Division, whatever it might be? A drone strike is essentially, and I hate to use this because it's going to sound like I'm taking the situation lightly. I can promise you I am not. Drone strike offers very little downside. The Mexican drug cartels do not have the ability to shoot down Reaper drones. They're unmanned, but they are heavily armed. They can carry, like I said, a 100-pound bomb, 500-pound bomb. They can be loaded with a hell of a lot of firepower. And we can fly them from staging points on the American side of the border, south of the border into Mexico. We can start blowing these people up, and we put no risk on us. We don't risk losing our guys. Now, there's some downsides. The downsides are collateral damage, in theory, could be high. The other downside is that you might not be able to go on the ground and make sure you got who you want to get. For example, one of the reasons President Obama chose a SEAL Team 6 raid for Osama bin Laden was because he wanted to make sure that the target was eliminated, properly identified first, then eliminated. If you drop a bomb on it, there's no guarantee you can really do that depending on how big the wreckage is, how big the blast zone is. That's the upside and the downsides. When it comes to a direct action raid, your upsides are you're going to know what you get. You're going to be able to go in, identify exactly what's going on, but at the same time, you're putting your own guys at a lot of risk. Starting with drone strikes would be, number one, awesome, because the drug cartels would have no way to fight it. Unlike in theory, if we put Delta Force on the ground and they start, blasting away and it's a shootout on the target. With these strikes, we don't have to worry about that. You drop the bombs, move on to the next target, drop the bombs, move on to the next target, drop the bombs. So on and so on and so on and so on. And for those of you who've never seen a drone strike, I can't show it here, otherwise the video will probably get taken down. But go on the internet and just search what happens when a person gets hit by a 500-pound bomb. The damage is absolutely devastating. And that's what President Trump and others want to bring to the fight. And the fact that we've done the legal authority, we've figured out where we have the authorization to do it, the United States government. Trump is now reportedly considering this is how we're going to do it. We're going to do it with drones. It's one of our options. And we'll see about what level of cooperation there is. But this is a big, big, big step forward towards taking out these drug cartels. I think I speak for everyone when I say I hope he does it. These are disgusting animals, disgusting people, and they have put hundreds of thousands, millions of Americans through a lot of pain. We can't allow it. We will not allow it. And at the end of the day, when you get a front row seat to the might of the United States military, generally it means that you are about to see what's on the other side of the curtain because it's game over for you. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think drone strikes is the proper way to go after the drug cartels, or would you like to see President Trump send in Delta Force or SEAL Team 6? As always, make sure to like and subscribe. I will see you all next time. Stay tuned. We're going to find out how we're going to put these scumbags out of business.